Hi there, this is a series of videos where I go through the creation of a simple file sharing app for Windows. I'm building this application up in parts, so there should be a box somewhere up there that links to the other parts. So it's easy to test as I go along. In this part, I fixed the list that we've created in the previous videos to show the computers on the network that don't include the current machine. And I also make sure that other clients are informed when a new node is connected. So all of this starts after the fade. This is the laundry list of things that we need to do. So fix the computer fix the computer showing up on the list. Fix the computer not informing other clients when it's available. So the two of these are related. So in the list that we've created, anytime you connect to the network, it shows the current computer on the list. And we don't want to send files to the current computer, so I want to change that. Oh, also want to have a settings file. Default to downloads folder. And the second thing is when another computer connects, it doesn't automatically show up. And I can't remember if I fixed both of those in the last video, so I want to check that first of all. The next thing I want to add is the ACK send system. And this is very similar to the Warpinator program in Linux Mint, is that when you want to send a file, it doesn't automatically just send the file. It asks the receiving computer if they want to receive that file. And if they don't, they can click on no, and then nothing happens. So I want to add that system there. We might need to work out kind of messaging in those messages, because those are going to be sent by UDP, because we're using UDP for all the control signals. We want to be able to send multiple items as well. So the easiest way I can think of is we zip up the multiple files, we then send them across, and then we unzip them on the other side. I think that's reasonable. Again, this is something that is a tool that you can use here rather than using USBs and running from computer to computer. So you're writing this software, so you kind of know where it is. Security wise, you might want to be a little bit wiser than this. But for our purposes and for the educational value of this video, I'm not going to delve too much into the security, but just to give you a heads up that you should know what machines you're doing this on. And then finally, we need the settings file. We need to update the GUI. So that's the kind of laundry list of things we have. I'm probably not going to get to all of them in this video, but that's the sort of remaining parts of what we're going to be working on. So I'm going to minimize that. And the first thing I want to check is I want to check the broadcaster. So the broadcaster, it sends this message here, hello, listen. So when we listen, we receive on there, so client receive message, and then at the very end there, we receive the message again. Okay, so it should pick up that there. Okay, that shouldn't be too bad. Now, the only problem is when I press start and I run this, it automatically adds me, the current machine, to it. And I don't want it to do that. So when something comes in here, so that's initialize. Do we ever send the ACK? Acknowledge. When do we send acknowledge? Oh, that's when we're sending the hello. Okay. And that's when we're adding it to there. Okay, so we don't want to add that to the list. We actually want to filter out. And the way we're going to do that is, if I go over to here, I found this when I was looking for this to figure out which IP it was. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and enumerate all the way through all the network interfaces and try and find ones that match the IP address coming in. So that's inside eClient. So client is the endpoint. So I'm going to do client equals e.client. And that's going to be, let me give that the IP endpoint. Normally I don't do that. I normally just use var as you can see down here, I'm being a bit lazy. You can see that it's that type there, but just for illustrative purposes, I'm going to put endpoint so we know what that is. And then I'm going to go and get all the network interfaces from here, which is network, where are we? Network interface. Okay, so we need to do network interface using network information dot get all network interfaces. Oh, what was that? Get all okay, get all network interfaces, and then we want to do where interface interface inf dot get physical address dot toString. Actually, let's do select. So we change that into a string. Dot where address equals, and then I need to know the current address. So that's going to be client dot toString. Oh, and that's going to be equals that. And then I'm going to do first or default. And this is going to return back a string. So I'm going to do var parse, valid client equals that. It's not really valid client, or I mean, not really. And then I'm going to say if valid client string dot is null or empty. So if it's null or empty, that means that it is not a valid client, because I'm selecting that. No, wait, where's my logic here? Okay, I want to have it as, well, I've got a not in here somewhere, so I need to have a not in here then. So if it isn't empty, in other words, that address exists inside all the network addresses for the current computer, I don't want to, I'm not interested. So in that case, I just want to have it as this, because so let me just run through that again there. So I'm going to get all the network interfaces for the current card. I'm then going to check the IP address against the endpoint that we've just received data in from. And I want to check it against the physical address. It's not the physical address, is it? Get IP properties. Dot oh, this is wrong. Hold on. DNS addresses. Oh, this is a bit shady. What does it say in here? Oh, it's just getting IP address properties, DNS suffix. Okay, let's see what this brings back actually, because I'm not entirely sure what it brings back. So let's do a wee bit of an experiment. So we'll do that there. So that's going to be interfaces is that. And then we want to say for each var I in infs Log right line I. Okay, so I'm just going to cheat, and then we're going to run this, and then we'll find out what we get back from this function. So the function is bringing us back 3 addresses. So there's 3 addresses. So there's the loopback address. There's the local area connection, which seems about right. And local area connection. And there's our physical address, which looks right. So what would that be? 192.88.144.0 maybe? So what is I? I is the network interface. That seems about right. So, okay. So if I do I dot get IP properties, no. That returns the physical address, which is no good. I mean, the physical address would be the MAC address, wouldn't it? But that's not going to be good because I don't think. No, I don't have the physical address in there. So I need to do I dot DNS. I'll get IP properties. Get DNS addresses. Our addresses equals that. Okay, let's run this again. We run this down here. So we get that in here, and then addresses contains 1, which is good. And then results view is that, which I'm pretty sure is my DNS, which is not good. So get IP properties dot get IP address. I mean, all I want is the address. Interface dot get statistics. Nope. Well, that's kind of interesting, but not as interesting as finding the actual address. Let me check. Right. I put that line back there because I'm going to run this now, and it should be unicast addresses, and there's 2, and inside there is 192.168.187, and then that one there, which is the address, which is the IPv6. Okay, so do I know? I wonder if I know what one it is. Does it really matter? I don't think it really does. Okay, so now what I need to do is I want to say for each IP var IP, I cannot type, in address dot unicast addresses, if IP dot address equals client dot IP address, we break. So let's just get rid of this just now, and we can tidy this up later on. And then we'll say bool found Get rid of that, and we can say found equals true. And then we want to break, and if found break. So we want to break out of that second one there as well. And then for this one, we want to say if not found, we want to add it to there. Okay. So we want to say if found, we don't need that anymore. So we're going to go through all the unicast addresses. We're going to find out if that address is there. If found is equal to true, we break out. If found is equal to true, we break out. If it's not found, then we want to add it to there, because the reason why we want to do that is because we don't want to add the same IP to that list again. So we're going to keep running down here. And let's just bring it down to here. So found is false. Well, that's not good. We know that that's wrong because it is finding that. So what is not working here? Okay, so IP address is that. So we know that doesn't exist, that's fine. And then we get this one here, so we say address 187, 187. Okay. What if we do that? That's got to check that to be true. I mean, it has to work. I mean, otherwise it just breaks everything. So we'll do that the first time through. It's not going to find it. And then so this one you're going to check against this one. Boom, found is equal to true. Break. So now we shouldn't see that's true. So this isn't going to appear in here. So that's good. So we don't have that showing up in our list, which is excellent. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to break, and then I'm going to put this on the other machine, and then we're going to run it and then see what we get. So I'm running it on the other machine now, and I'm going to hit the start button, so it should appear, so the other machine should appear in here, and let's see if it does, and it does. That's perfect. Let me just take a look over here. That doesn't exist over there, so we need to do some debugging on that one, the other machine there. Now, luckily what this means is I need to start I start this one first, and then I start the other machine second. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to stop this one here, and I'm going to run this one, and then I'm going to acknowledge this endpoint. So I'm going to start this one just now, and then I'm going to set a breakpoint here, and so this should send in a hello from the other machine, and then that should send back an acknowledgement, but it's not. Oh, okay, that's why. So if we send back an acknowledgement, then it should send hello. So I think I know what the problem is here. All right. So when we first start, we send out a hello message. So that is, where's that getting sent out from? That gets sent out from broadcaster hello. Say hello. Okay. So if we go to broadcast to say hello, it sends out a hello message. And the hello message is responded, and then you send out an acknowledgement, and that sends it back. But the acknowledgement should also send out a hello back. We're going to end up in a circle here. Hold on a minute. All right. Let me think about this. Okay, so when we first start up, we say hello, and then we listen, and we send back an acknowledge. But when we get an acknowledge, we don't send it back to that client. So maybe we need to send a hello back to the client. We need to send, okay, we need to send a hello back to the client. Yeah, because I don't want to get into hello acknowledgement loop, because otherwise we're just sending the acknowledgement out there. So it's got to be, okay, let me think about this. Right, I think I'm making this more complicated than it needs to be. So when we get a hello message, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add it to the list of clients if that doesn't already exist. So I'm going to create a private void add to client list, IP address, client, and then I'm going to do add to client list is going to be down here. So instead of all of this, I'm going to be adding this. So add to client, oh, is it IP endpoint? IP endpoint. IP endpoint client. And I'm going to say add client. So that's going to add that to there, but I also want to keep an internal list. So I want to say private list IP endpoint client equals new clients. And I want to say if that doesn't contain client, dot add. Actually, can I do find in there? Oh, I can do contains. Okay. There. So if the list node doesn't contain that, add it to that list. And then we don't need this here because we've already got a list. So items is just an object collection. That's fine. Add to client list. And then for this one here, we want to say invoke blah, 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 blah. That. Okay, so when you get a hello message, you want to add it to the client list. If you get an acknowledge message, you want to add it to the client list. And I think there's a bit of double dipping here, I think, because when you get the hello, it's probably going to add it to there. So I think what I want to do is I want to have that as an actual method. So I want to say extract method, let's call it check and add. Okay. Let's change that to payload. Actually, I don't even know if we have that. We don't need it. Oh, we don't need it. Let's check that out. And then just have client. And then here we just have client as well. Actually, we can just do e.client. Okay, check and add. And then we'll do the exact same thing up here as well. And that should fix that problem. So when I run this, shouldn't add anything. Okay, so I'm gonna do my usual thing, git add, git commit, git push, and now I'm gonna go over to the other machine and I'm gonna do the same thing. So somewhere on the screen, I'm going to be showing this. I don't know where I'm going to show it, but I'll move over slightly to. Well, it doesn't really matter. It'll be somewhere up there anyway. So I'm going to run this, and the other machine is currently running it, and it should. But the other machine should appear in this. You'll see when I see it. So we have this one over here, and then the other one over there has the 187 one. All right, okay, it's fixed. That's good. So we have the ability to send files, and everything's going to be fine. All of that is unchanged, but that is exactly what I wanted it to do just now because I was having issues with it. It wasn't working, so we needed to fix it.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It's part of a series of videos where I create a simple file transfer application for the Windows operating system, so Windows 10, so on. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share. It really, really does help the channel. And if you want timely reminders of when another part of this series or anytime I post up a video up, then please hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and YouTube will work its magic and give you a notification when one of those videos goes up. But yeah, thank you so much again for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.